Jeff Johnson got three things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
Hey, good morning, Rick, man. How you doing this morning?
Man, blessed this morning. Happy to have you.
Hey, what up, Jeff?
Man, good to be on. So, good morning, brother. Man, listen, there is so much happening this morning. Anybody that's watching the news is aware of all of it. And I'm in an interesting place because so much of my work has been about talking about issues of politics and engaging around issues of justice and trying to even mobilize to some degree our folks in a way to bring a life for us that has better than any of our ancestors have ever had it. And it's interesting on a morning like today, where even thinking about talking about some of the things that are happening raise a higher level of fear and angst, whether it's from a corporate standpoint where we have to protect our institutions, or even whether it's from a social standpoint where we're trying to navigate what is the right way for us to respond to things. And I'm just in such an interesting place because at every single step, I just see fear winning. And whether it is violence that we see that is a response to people's fear, not even reality, whether it is policy that is driven by those that want to use fear as a mechanism of mobilizing people against each other who actually aren't enemies, and convincing people that their families are different, that they want different things, that they value different things, when they actually are just appealing to the need to have somebody address their issues, and allow somebody else to become the enemy or in some cases, the reason why they believe they're not getting something, when the leaders that are spewing this stuff know that it's not real. Fear is really the greatest weapon that is destroying not just America, but destroying so many of us. And fear continues to be a weapon that is used against so many people, the ignorant and non-ignorant alike. And so in these kind of moments, my hope, Rick, is that we, some of us as people of faith, some of us as people that just believe in humanity, would figure out a way, even as we defend ourselves against those that would attack our history, that would attack who we are, that would attack our communities, that would attack us with policy, that would weaponize police against us, that we figure out how to not use fear in response to that. And even as we defend ourselves and we are aggressive, as I talked about before, in resistance, that we are serious about figuring out ways that we don't use fear to destroy ourselves, in hating on each other, in being unwilling to work with each other, in recognizing that as much as sometimes we don't like each other, we got a shared destiny. And that, Rick, my life is never going to be amazing if your life is terrible.
Right.
And Kay, my life is never going to be prosperous if your life is rooted in survival. Yeah. And I just want us to get to a place, not where we have some fake kumbaya moment where we all sit hands and make cocoa and roast marshmallows and act like kumbaya is possible, because there's never been a time in the history of the world where that's real. However, there is a possibility for us to realize, man, that my life is never going to be exceptional if your life is oppressed. And I want us to get to a place where we don't let anybody else use fear against us to divide us against each other. But even if with our personality conflicts and some of our challenges, that we recognize that hating on each other is as much a form of white supremacy as those would attempt to use it against us. And so what am I saying this morning? I'm saying this morning, with all of the news around school shootings that have taken place, with the murder of Charlie Kirk, with the police and the Army and the National Guard that is being sent to our cities, with the fact that many people are still not able to get jobs, with the reality that we feel less safe than we ever have before. My point is that using fear even as a motivation to fight versus leveraging love as a way to defend ourselves and lift ourselves at the same time has got to be what we commit ourselves to. and we're not going to save ourselves by giving into fear or weaponizing it. We're only going to save ourselves by lifting a level of love that is beyond what anybody in politics even has the capability of talking about, but what communities have always understood is what saves us. Y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation. Let me know what you think, how you're feeling, how you're navigating this moment in time, and how you're pushing back fear, to loving yourself and those around.